Come and dream with me.
Hello and welcome to What Do You Want to Watch, the Explosion Network's premier media podcast. Every week we get together to talk about movies, TV, and online content and help you answer the question, is obsession the best cinema success story of recent times? I'm your host, Ash Obley. Join me today, Tom Blight.
Yes, I agree. It is. And you know what? I was thinking about this the other day. That's one of those movies that I'm quite happy to have. Like I watched, loved, and then you get to experience the word of mouth, I guess, in real time. You know, so that's always nice to see happen, like a success story like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's doing crazy numbers. It's its fifth week and it's still, I think it was number 2 at the box office in the US 5 weeks in for an indie horror movie. Crazy.
It is, but it's great.
It is great. So, congrats to everybody involved. All right.
Are you going to watch it?
No.
Even though it's one of the biggest movies of the year?
Maybe when it comes to streaming. We'll see. On today's episode, we'll be talking about what's in our watch history, going over film news, giving thumbs for trailers, and giving you this week's top 3. Kicking things off, I checked out a new comedy series on Disney Plus called Not Suitable for Work, which is a new series created by Mindy Kaling, starring a bunch of young actors led by, I think, Ella Hunter is probably my most prominent of the young cast, with a bunch of, character actors. There's Constance Wu, Victor Garber, Greg German in the cast, supporting people. But it follows a bunch of young people working their first jobs in New York City, effectively. There's Ella Hunt plays AJ, who's just moved to New York City after finishing her course, moved from Boston to New York for a finance job. And she's moved in with her college roommate or best friend, Abby. And across the hall, there's a bunch of guys who all live together. Davis, Josh, and Kel. Is that right? Yeah. Yes. And they're all, it's a bunch of silly shenanigans. There's these two kind of friend groups kind of commingle as they come across the hall. Initially antagonistic because it was I'm trying to remember. It's still playing on who's who. You know what I mean? You just remember the faces. You don't necessarily remember the names. Josh and his girlfriend were planning to move into the apartment across the hall because Abby's name isn't actually on the lease. Her ex-boyfriend was living there, but he left in the middle of the night to move to Nashville to be a singer-songwriter. But yeah, that all gets worked out, of course. It turns out that AJ is actually working with Davis at finance place. And Davis has fallen in love with AJ at first sight. So there's that. And then there's, it's your classic, single camera comedy, with the young fun cast, they're getting into silly situations. Kel is, he's in medical school at the start of the series, but he's got a love of acting. So he drops out, but he is, his parents do not approve. So he's keeping that a secret for a long period of time. And in order to get by, he's sub-teaching at a school. But he thought he was going to be teaching biochem, but instead he's teaching English. So he has to deal with a bunch of preppy high school girls who will call him out on shit.
When that happens.
Absolutely. Don't you just hate it when that normal situation happens?
Very normal.
It is the most awkward. But yeah, I'm enjoying the dynamics. It's not like super laugh out loud. There's not like a ton of zingers. It is amusing a lot of the time. But everybody is doing a really good job and they're all very likable, even though there's a lot of very like stereotypish characters. Like Josh he's a Nepo baby. His dad's like a massive name or whatever. So he gets a job at he wants a job at like a news show, like a, I don't know what, trying to think what the Australian equivalent would be. There really isn't, because Australia doesn't have like a Piers Morgan show or something like that. But with like maybe a little bit more straight, not as controversial figure as Piers Morgan. But he gets turned down initially for the PA job, so he name drops who he is to the boss, the main guy, and gets given the job on that. So he's got tensions at work because everybody kind of hates him for swooping in, especially because there was this intern who's been working there the entire time and was kind of slated for that job. So he swooped in and stolen it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. It's really good. I think there's 5-6 episodes. I believe there's a couple of episodes releasing weekly. It's a Hulu show. Really well put together. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So check out Not Suitable for Work on Disney Plus. All right, let's move into the mandatory Netflix segment of the show. Dylan, you checked out a new miniseries, I guess, The Witness.
Yes. Sorry, it took me a second to remember what I was talking about. This one is interesting because there's also a documentary on
at the same
Netflix
time.
at the same time.
The killing of Rachel Nichols, something like that.
Yeah, something the killing of which I was like, I guess I should watch as well. But I'm also like, has there ever been usually they're spaced out. You know what I mean? Like,
especially if they're from the same place. You know what I mean? I mean, if it was like HBO put something out and it's randomly timed up with a Netflix series, that that could happen. But Netflix has complete control over these two things coming out, and they seem to have come out almost concurrently.
Yeah. I mean, and my other thing with this is I really don't even know if I want to, like, I feel like once I start saying how I feel about this, but then I'm also like, if I watch a documentary, but if that reveals thing, will it make me hate this? Like, if it reveals that this is too
close,
dramatized
or too different.
Yeah. Nonetheless, I probably will watch that as well, just because it is a intriguing story. But so this is 3-episode series based on a true story, of which you can watch in a documentary if you'd like to watch it that way instead. In which this woman, which I just checked, Rachel Nichols, yes, so the murder of Rachel Nichols, and this is called The Witness. She is murdered pretty much in broad daylight in this park. I think it's Wimbledon Park. So there you go. There's a park called Wimbledon Park. She's with her son, who is, I don't know, maybe 5 at the time or something like that. And he lives, which is why he's the witness. However, obviously, if the only witness to a murder is a very young child, there's a mix of people wanting to not psychologically ruin and damage him for the eternity, plus also a child that young and what's their capability in their ability to give good description and evidence as to someone they saw, or recollection and something like that. So that's sort of what goes through. The dad is trying to ride this fine line while the police are obviously trying to find the murderer and look into that. And then the series very much has a big, and it sort of seems too over the top. Maybe it's true. I don't know. But at least in the series, the way in which the media reacts is very super hound doggish, super, camping outside his door and that sort of stuff. Because I guess there's a superstitious factor to such a young child being the only witness to a murder that makes it big media story. I guess I'm interested to see how much of that's actually played up a little bit, possibly. I don't know. Maybe it is true. I don't know. But yeah, so it's 3 episodes, so it just follows that through. I thought it was fine. It's a perfectly okay British true crime story. I do think the reality of the situation is more interesting to me, which is probably why I want to watch the documentary now following through. But the series is just, it seemed perfectly okay. It didn't seem to hit, I don't know, it seems to, I'll say it plays into the drama a bit, the drama of certain scenes a bit too much. That seemed non-realistic to me, I guess is how I would describe it. Like they were playing up, making it more of a drama for a TV series or something like that. So, but yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, I'll say Neil Maskell's in this, who I quite like as a British actor. First seen him in the UK series, not the Australian one, Utopia. And I've always liked him and seeing him and stuff since that. However, he's only in it for like the first episode and a half or 2 episodes. So then he disappears and I got a little bit annoyed. But he plays like one of the detectives or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the guy playing the dad's fine, the kid's okay, whatever. It seems to be missing something. And I don't know if it's playing it up or just fails to hit home some of the more emotional beats or whatever. But yeah, I'm intrigued to watch the documentary, I guess, next. Because it is such a, or I mean, how many murder cases have you ever heard about where it's like the child survives and that's the only key witness? I can't say I've ever heard of one, so.
No. All right. You also checked out Instadocs, Alex Murdaugh, Unconvicted. So this is interesting in multiple aspects because one, this is the debut of Netflix's Instadocs format, which are a new fast turnaround documentary series that takes you to the very center of the loudest headlines, immersing you in the facts and feelings of the moment. And also is covering the Murdaugh murders, which was a prominent documentary series that we watched last year or the year before. So
it was like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, something like that. So Dylan, what do you think of this documentary?
I feel like I'm not against this style, Instadocs thing. However, it just depends on how you're going to view it because it's definitely not as premium or fulfilling as you'll get out of proper documentary. It definitely feels more like a I don't know.
I fear that it feels like a 60-minute segment.
It feels more like a 60-minute segment because of the turnaround and time and stuff like that. But then it's like, is that necessarily bad per se? I'm gonna say no. It's just that it just feels odd given it stands out in how different it is to the core documentary series, I guess. Because of the way there's more time to piece together a more premium feeling documentary experience or whatever wording you want to use. But yeah, I mean, this covers pretty much that Alex Murdaugh is getting or trying to get his conviction overturned because of what happens during the trial, where it's more or less comes to light, or some of the jurors start saying stuff about I can't remember what she is. Maybe whatever the position, she's like the person who's like leading in the jurors every day, or sort of like looking after the jurors. I don't know I can't remember what that actual position or whatever is called, but it's more or less like she's inflicting her opinions of the case onto the jurors before throughout the whole trial. So that's what the case is sort of about and what they're trying to turn it around on and what's happening. But I mean, the other thing is because it's an Instadoc, spoilers, I guess, or whatever, but it's like there is no actual answer to what's going to happen now because it's still an ongoing thing. It's more of like, here's an update. Here's a popular documentary series that we had on our service. We're going to give you, instead of waiting to see how it all plays out fully and then doing something, we're going to give you an update on what's happening now. It's not finished yet. We still don't know for sure what's going to happen, but here's what's happening and why it's happening. But you know, I liked it. I thought it was like as far as the style goes, it's a different sort of thing. But I mean, I watch a lot of ABC and SBS News and shit, and this sort of fits the more like, quick cut. So just go in. They've got interviews with the jurors and whatever else spread throughout it. So it's not like just people talk. Like there's people here that are involved that are talking. They've managed to scrounge together all these people quickly for interviews and stuff. So, yeah, you're not going to watch this by itself because you'd be like, what's I don't have context or understanding what's going on. But if you watch the original series, then yeah, this is hey, continue on here. Here's what's happening currently with that.
Okay. So it feels like a companion piece rather than its own standalone kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. It definitely doesn't feel like a continuation of the original doco series. Definitely feels like its own thing.
But also you needed all the information.
Yeah, it doesn't spend any time on going, we're going to catch you on what's happening. It's just very much like
does it at least explain the case?
Well, I mean, very briefly, like more, but in very much of a way of, hey, in case you forgot what's happened, assuming you've watched it before, here's like a recap to fire your brain cells up onto what was happening. Not we're going to spend 15 minutes of this giving a rundown what's happening sort of thing that you get in a normal documentary.
Yeah. All right. Do you? I know what their plan is for this. Is it all going to be? Would you expect it all to be like follow-ups to the other documentaries, or is this going to be like a big news story has happened in the world? Let's quickly put together a documentary about it.
I think that's what it is, and I think it's an all right thing. I mean, over the years, 10 plus years or whatever, Netflix has always had. I mean, what was the original? I can't remember the series name. So yeah, Making a Murderer. It's like you think back to Making a Murderer, and then stuff that was happening with that case. If they had had this format, then I'm sure they would have released something to that because he was trying to overturn that case and whatever else. So, I'm down for the format. It's a different take. I just
feels
think
like it's slightly different vibe to what they usually put out.
It feels slightly different. It feels different enough to me. However, I do think that if someone's just clicking around and they click on it, and without the understanding of what that Instadocs category might mean, they might be a bit like, this doesn't feel like a normal Netflix documentary, or like they're not giving me all the information I'm used to getting, like.
And then you checked out Michael Jackson, The Verdict, which I talked about last week, which follows the Michael Jackson court case of 2003 in which he is accused of child abuse or child molestation. Dylan, what did you think of the series?
Look, I don't think it didn't give me anything new information I hadn't seen before. There's some interviews and stuff here that you would have possibly not, that people I might not have seen before. It's been more interesting seeing the internet's reaction to this that I've seen, like people who are huge Michael Jackson fans now going, I'm going to unsubscribe from Netflix, shame on you, that sort of, how dare you make this bias crap or whatever. I mean, the thing with Michael Jackson is, I just don't know how many documentaries you can make it. Like at this point, especially because he's dead and everything. It's like there's a full stop on his life, and people are just choosing to pick a side. I guess it doesn't.
We're never really going to know the truth because not everybody is going to ever accept the truth. I think is the key thing. Yeah, seeing the reaction to this documentary is quite interesting, and like there are much like in the actual court case itself, there is the diehard fans who believe he can do no wrong, and then there are other people who are kind of putting all the dots together and saying something sus happened here. But yeah,
I don't think there's anything. I thought I thought it was fine. 3 episodes, whatever it was. I feel like I'd seen it all before in some other Michael documentary or news piece I'd watched. Yeah. So I mean, but also I'm sort of on the side of my side is definitely on there's something going on there, So like it's nothing. This documentary isn't maybe. I mean, it's more targeted towards, I don't know, people who are
the uninitiated. I feel like
uninitiated,
maybe, which is where I came in and was very much unfamiliar. But worth a look if you're not solely devoted to Michael Jackson. I feel like it is reasonably balanced, to be fair. I don't think it's like super biased against him. But also that might just be a case of we need to not be biased to cover our asses. You know what I mean? Because they have a lot of people from the defensive side talking on camera and that kind of stuff. So, all right, that's everything in our watch history. Let's move on. And Dylan, we're about to hit like a purple patch of the movie going year with a bunch of big blockbuster movies about to be released. So I thought I'd just bring them up and see what your hype levels kind of are and what your expectations are. Like, is it going to be a hit, break even, or a bomb?
Hit, break even, or bomb. Okay.
So, like, you know, bomb, not making its budget back, break even, make its budget back, but success over 50% of its budget. All right. So this week we got Toy Story 5.
A hit.
I think that's probably pretty safe to say. Excited going in? Keen?
I'm excited. I think the thing for this one is I really like Toy Story 4. So I'm not coming in of a oh my god, that last one was like such a letdown. They should have ended it at 3. Why did we come back? I'm in a world of I loved 4. I thought 4 was fantastic, and this one, Forky's back. Jessie is the main character, basically, from all we can understand. It's got a like tech is good, but also maybe too much tech is bad message, which I can get behind. I'm down.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a groundswell of people like, why are they making this? Toy Story 3 was a perfect ending, you know, whatever.
The answer to all that is money, but anyway.
I mean, one, money, but also these films like are generational. It feels like again, this isn't just for you. It's not just for us 30-something-year-old people. It's like for the children and for the people who are coming next, you know? So
Yeah,
people who are going...
The biggest example, I think, of that is simply go listen to Animated Wonders shoutouts, where we've talked about the Toy Story 1, 2, 3, 4, and then some of the shorts as well in the lead into Toy Story 5. Subscribe on all good podcast platforms. But I mean, the thing is with Toy Story 4, it's like weirdly that's the one on the rewatch that resonated the most to me. And I've been watching these ones since I was a kid. Like,
yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure at some stage in my life, one of the other Toy Stories resonated the most. But now Toy Story 4 is the one that resonated the most with me. And yeah, so I'm intrigued to see what 5 does. Like if 5's message is more, it continues on that sort of hitting my age point and things, you know, more
weirdly growing
relevant to
with
me
you,
or whatever.
being aimed at a brand new kids audience.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been 7 years since Toy Story 4, so I mean, it's been a while. So, yeah, I'm keen. I think I agree. It's definitely going to be a hit. And all reports, it's very early buzzes is good. Getting Taylor Swift seems like a big scoop. So,
indeed,
excited for that. Then next week, so you got Minions and Monsters.
What was the middle option?
Break even.
I'm going to break even.
Okay.
I feel like I nearly want to say hit, but I'm like, maybe one of them has to slow down eventually, right?
Well, they're all competing with Obsession, so I mean,
yeah. And well, Toy Story as well. Now that's the other thing for this particular case. I know it's out the week later, but it is 2 animated films, and if families on a tighter budget are picking one animated film to take their kids to, I think it's Toy Story. So I'm going to say break even.
I suspect it'll be a hit as well, just because I think all families are going to be. They're too bigger IPs for parents not to take them to both films. And it is school. They're both coming up like school holiday time, so you know, these kids will have too much free time, so the parents will definitely take them to them. I'm more excited for this one than I have been the last few. Just because it feels, I mean, it helps that yes, we did on Animated Wonders, we did do a rewatch. This one, I mean, to be fair, like rewatching them didn't really get your excitement for the series up. Not to just spoil anything about that because they haven't been really good. But this one seems like it's going more back to its slapstick kind of roots with the minions more focused at the center and getting into weird and wacky situations. And the quote that I saw about there being a 15-minute long segment in which they speak nothing but minionese, that sounds like good stuff to me.
I agree.
Okay. Same week, you get Supergirl.
This is an interesting one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go hit or whatever the option is again. I've already forgot. There's the internet fuckboy thing happening at the moment. Obviously, lots of anti-Millie / sexic rhetoric happening and whatnot. I'm going to choose to say that's just a very small minority of nonsensical, dickless twats. And because by all regards, the movie looks great. Looks like a great time, good fun. Superman was great. Everyone loved that. And people seem very hyped and generally on board the new DC universe of film. So I'm just going to say hit and hope that's actually what happens and not these cockless slime balls online winning what they want.
Yes. That is a great way to put it. Yeah, I think it will be hit as well. I think there's a lot there that it makes it look like it's going to be a success. Very keen. Obviously, love Superman. Millie's looks great in this movie. Based on really great source material. We like Craig Gillespie as a director with like a lot of his films. So very, very, very optimistic about Supergirl. All right, then next on my list is Jackass, best and last.
Hit. I think this brings out. I mean, Jackass films generally do very well in cinemas. Full stop. They don't cost a lot of money to make, so I'm going to say hit. Very excited about this, obviously, and I think majority of people our age, but obviously you didn't grow up with the fascination and love for the series as I did, but there's definitely a lot of people who will be coming to this as, I mean, this one's being sold as this is it. This is the end, you know? So I think it's going to bring out a lot of people.
I'll say break even just because there is so much competition. I think that is the only thing working against it. Obviously, it's going to be a lower budget film, so I think the hardcore fans will be coming out. But I don't know. I feel like some of the marketing is also like, like it's a lot of recapping of old stuff in the movie, and I don't know if people are going to go want to watch that in the cinema. You know what I mean?
People are down for all the new stuff, though. I don't feel like it really.
I mean, fans are down for the new stuff, but people who aren't really hardcore fans are they going to want to go see it in the cinema? Also, I don't know if you saw this, but obviously they went to Marty, like the Pride Parade or whatever, in like a thing, and people are getting upset because they're surprised that the Jackass guys allies of LGBTQ community.
Yeah,
these guys have stuck all sorts of stuff out their butt, and one guy dancing around in his thong pretty much all over the place.
Yeah,
how could they be?
I did see this. It's very funny. Jackass has never really done anything that's totally in support of LGBTQ rights or whatever. However, to say that they would be for after everything they do across the series, I think that all of their gay jokes have always been in a
good fun.
good fun, and I think that's sort of comes. This is like for anyone questioning that, this sort of comes across as a, hey, if you ever thought it was in bad faith, it was always in good fun. I mean, even Dick House, the Tremaine studio that puts them all out, it's a fucking rainbow with a cock. Like, what are we doing?
Good times. All right, next on the list.
Also, they've had I can't remember the guy's name. Like the one who ends every film.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Like a gay idol.
Literally every Jackass film ends with a gay icon.
John Waters.
Yes, and John Waters was in a film. Yes, but he's not the one at the end of them all. But John Waters was in a film as well. Another gay icon. Like, yeah, all these people watching these movies and going, huh, he stuck a car and a condom up his ass. It's fucking beast mode, bro. That's fucking straight as fuck.
All right. Next film on the list is the live action Moana.
Bomb. Or whatever the option was.
Bomb.
This movie looks terrible.
I think it'll break even just because of IP recognition. And I think The Rock is still a big enough pull. I think Moana is such a big enough thing for them, and their live action stuff has succeeded for the most part. I don't know. I mean, Lilo and Stitch was a big success. I don't think Little Mermaid was a big success from memory. Let's have a quick look. This list is what? Lilo and Stitch. Snow White was the last one that was not a hit. Before that, they made $205 million on a $336 million budget. Before that, they had Mufasa the Lion King, which made $723 on a $200 million budget. And then Little Mermaid made $569 on a $240 million budget. So, I mean, most of them were very successful, with the exception of Snow White, which had its own controversies and issues. But yes, this Moana remake does not look good. But I'm open to be proven wrong. But my expectations are definitely set low. Of all these remakes, that one feels like the most too soon, I guess. I hate to say unnecessary because, you know, no movie is actually necessary, but it feels too soon to have turned that into a live action movie. Unless the core thing was you wanted The Rock to play The Rock, you know, and you had to do it before he gets too old. All right, next one on the list, Evil Dead Burn.
Hit. Evil Dead Rise did very well at the box office and reignited the franchise. Pair that with horror doing very well at the moment at the box office and seemingly people liking to go out and watch horror movies in cinema, and generally good reactions from this out of was it a Comic-Con where they were showing some footage and whatnot. Yeah, hit.
Yeah, I'll say hit as well. I think the trailer was fucked up enough that you know, it's gonna please all the horror junkies out there. And I feel, you know, this will be the big horror movie of the summer, I think, or American summer. After, you know, there's only so many times they can go out and watch Obsession and Backrooms. So any another horror movie, you sickos. So it's meant to be endearing. All right, next one. The Odyssey.
Oh, hit. Obviously. Massive. Huge film. It helps that they're going to sell so many IMAX tickets. It makes bank faster.
All right. Yeah, I mean, of course it's going to be a hit. I guess the question it will be, how big a hit? Is it going to top Oppenheimer at $970 million worldwide?
I don't know if I could. Yeah, I mean that's getting very into the weeds of it. I don't know if it'll beat Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer had the Barbieheimer thing,
That's true.
which I do think helped it somewhat. People were sort of wanting to be part of the moment that was. See both, even if they had less interest in one or the other, or that sort of thing. But I still think it's going to be huge.
Yeah, I fully expect it to be a massive hit. I don't. I know. I feel like this one feels like more an event movie, and it would make more sense over an Oppenheimer. This one seems like more of a moneymaker, crowd pleaser film than Oppenheimer should have been. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, it feels like an event movie, and everybody will want to see it in the most premium way they possibly could. Well, most people, cinema goers, will want to see it in the most premium way they possibly can. So, whether it can top that amount of money, we'll wait and see. But I think I'll probably give it a red hot crack. Last one I've included on this list: Superman, Brand New Day. Spider-Man, Brand New Day.
Oh, hit. Yeah, hit. 100%.
Yeah,
It's been long enough. It's not even been that long, but it's been long enough for people to be excited about Spider-Man again, I think. And generally, Tom Holland is viewed as I think, a draw.
yeah. When was Brand New? No, what was it? No Way Home. 2021. So it's been 5 years, which I think is like one of the longest stretches that Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fully expect it to be a hit. It'll be, it doesn't have the draws of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and the rest of the cast of villains across the franchise to bring people in, but yeah, I mean, Marvel and Sony are both relying on this being a massive hit, so I fully expect them to throw the full weight of their marketing power behind it. So who knows? Tom Holland might be a big, massive draw post the Odyssey.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 big movies coming out back to back. So
Yeah. So, all right, that's our kind of next few week preview. Every week there are a bunch of different projects and casting news that are released. We like to cover them in a segment called "Would You Want to Invest?", in which I tell Dylan all these different information about different projects, and he tells me if he would fully invest, not invest, or partially invest. He shall be the judge if he's right or wrong. Dylan, are you ready this time?
I'm always ready.
That's true. All right. Kicking things off, reading all these from Deadline. Here is some truly outrageous news. Gem and the Holograms is making a comeback. An elevated live-action take on the beloved 1980s animated series in development Amazon MGM Studios with Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan's studio Filter Films producing. The project comes from Hasbro Entertainment, which took it out in late 2025. Designed to capitalize on the rise of music videos following the launch of MTV, the show followed record company owner Jerica Benton and her alter ego Gem, lead singer of the rock group Gem and the Holograms. It featured music videos in every episode and a slew of original songs, including the theme, Truly Outrageous. Of course, it had a 2015 reboot that directed by John M. Chu that didn't go anywhere. But yes, Dylan.
Partial invest. I am aware of the name. However, because it didn't do particularly well last time, I'm still just being told that it's a big thing when apparently it didn't do. It's not big enough to do great a couple of years ago when they tried this. So, partial invest.
After an auction that saw 40 buyers put in offers before Chair Entertainment landed rights, the highly sought spec 1 month mark has not only landed an A-list star, but found a studio to call home. Sources tell Deadline that Jennifer Lawrence is attached to star and produce the romantic comedy with Apple Original Films coming aboard following a competitive auction for the package. Sophie Fleur de Buren penned the script. that Cheran Entertainment's David Reddy and Peter Cheran will produce. Lawrence will produce through her executive Cavalier banner. The film follows two individuals. She has never made it past a month in a relationship. He has never gone longer than a month without one. That's all. Okay.
It sounds like something that people would watch, but also I'm not like doesn't really super excite me.
Long last, we have development on They Follow, David Robert Mitchell's follow-up to the cult 2015 horror film It Follows, as Naomi Ackie is in talks to star opposite the returning Micah Monroe, multiple sources Deadline. Written and directed by Mitchell, It Follows is a psychological horror film centered on Jay Height, a college student who, after a sexual encounter, becomes a target of an unstoppable supernatural entity. As the entity takes the form of random people, slowly but relentlessly stalking her and her friends through the Detroit area, she grapples with the fact that she will only be able to escape the curse she has inherited by passing it on to someone else through sex.
Yes, full invest. I'm down for can't wait for the STD sequel.
Tony and Grammy Award winner Jonathan Groff has inked a deal to join Daniel Radcliffe in Trust the Man, a Vietnam War thriller that was announced last February. The project is written and directed by Will Graham and reunites the duo following them work together in the multiple Tony Award-winning revival of Stephen Sondheim's Merrily We Roll Along. Trust the Man follows an ambitious Army intelligence officer who's assigned to investigate a decorated soldier with a mysterious past during the Vietnam War. As surveillance and interrogation deepens, the line between loyalty and obsession blurs, leading both men into a dangerous and uncontrollable connection.
I know you just said a lot, but that sounded very generic.
Mm.
No invest.
Wow. Filmmaker and screenwriter Lindsay Anderson Beer has sold her debut novel, Hollow, to Putnam, an imprint of Penguin Random House, and is now planning to turn that novel into a feature film with Sydney Sweeney attached to star. Beer will direct and adapt the script. As for the novel, Putnam, which has a track record of launching most bestsellers, the novel is a bold reimagining of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow, told through the perspective of Katrina Van Tassel. Reframing one of literature's most iconic heroines, the novel positions Van Tassel not as a romantic prize, but as the central figure in a dangerous mystery and seductive supernatural love triangle. The story blends gothic atmosphere, psychological intrigue, and erotic thriller elements into a contemporary high-concept reinvention of the classic tale.
You just said a lot of things, but it sounded very generic, but more generically but also tickling more of my fancy, so full invest.
Is Sydney Sweeney less or more of a draw after the season of Euphoria?
Her in Euphoria wasn't the problem. She was good still. There's no problem there. I think Sydney Sweeney's sudden, obviously she's had a, what do we have? What do we call this period of her career? The post Jeans campaign career entry? Whatever we want to call it. So I'm intrigued to see how that plays out and affects her career, to be honest, because she was seemingly on a good trajectory path with her career. I think it was looking really, really well. And then you paired the Jeans thing with his family's all Republican, all that. Like, obviously, it all sort of just started snowballing. I'm wondering if it'll turn around, because she did have a lot of projects lined up and whatever else, but still an intriguing one to keep. I just find her career just interesting, just such a,
yeah.
It's like people love her, but then she still gets she's still center boxed into the people only like her because she's hot, and then then you get the stereotype of girls hate her because they don't want her boyfriends watching her and all this other fucking. She's an interesting one.
Zack Snyder is set to write and direct a reimagining of Escape from New York, the dystopian cult classic from John Carpenter. Details as to the plot of the film remained under wraps. Studio Canal announced it at CinemaCon in April. One of the most influential sci-fi science fiction action films ever produced, Escape from New York introduced viewers to the eye patch-wearing anti-hero SD Snake Plissken, a decorated special forces veteran turned federal convict who is coerced into rescuing the US president from Manhattan in a world where the entire island has turned into a maximum security prison.
Good. Nonetheless.
Okay.
Classic's a classic. Nothing wrong with it.
Is it because they're remaking that film or because Zack Snyder's involved?
Both. You know? I mean, I watched that movie. Well, no, I didn't fully watch it. I think I watched about half of it on TV again a couple years ago. So I don't think I checked into it or anything because I didn't count it.
Mm-hmm.
But even watching half of it on TV, well, I was at my parents' place. I think it was on TV. I was still like, man, this movie's a banger. I have no problems. You know, leave it alone. Leave the film that inspired an entire video game franchise based solely off an eye patch and a name alone.
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima was like, yes, I will steal that name and that eye patch and I will take it in crazy directions.
Run with it, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Following the success of her directorial debut, Woman of the Hour, Anna Kendrick is reuniting with Netflix on her next directing gig and has set her sights on one of the studio's high-profile adaptations. Sources tell Deadline that Kendrick is coming on board to direct an adaptation of Taylor Jenkins Reid's novel, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Based on Reid's sensational New York Times bestselling novel, the film follows a young journalist's long-awaited interview with Evelyn Hugo, an aging Hollywood starlet who pulls back the curtain on her 7 marriages, and as she tells the tales of Hollywood scandals, betrayals, and woe, she unveils shocking truths about her own life and the lives of everyone around her.
Partial in this? I mean, there was like a combination of Anna Kendrick, intriguing, but also not a lot to go.
Brian Garrity has joined the cast of Matt Ross's crime thriller, Cockroach, which, as it shoots in Australia, he joins an ensemble cast featuring previously announced Chris Hemsworth, Taron Egerton, Zazie Beetz, Alec Baldwin, and Rachel Sennott. The film is based on William Lash's 2007 novel and follows a mysterious outsider who rises through New York's criminal underworld to become a powerful crime boss.
Sorry, who?
I mean, Brian Garrity is just the name to get you into the article. But Chris Hemsworth, Taron Egerton, Zazie Beetz, Alec Baldwin, Rachel Sennott.
Partial in this. For Rachel Sennott.
I wonder how they're shooting Australia for New York.
I don't know. They turned Australia into New York and just left the Commonwealth sign up for the Matrix. So what do we... Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Coming off a leading role in Ready or Not 2, Catherine Newton has been cast in a leading role in the Hulu pilot Durango from writer Eliza
Django?
Durango. Durango? Newton will play Bunny, who is a beguiling, wild, and deeply guarded. She is someone who's always determined to keep moving, and her latest stop is Durango is no difference. She doesn't trust easily, but something about local snowboarding legend Mikey, played by Cooper Hoffman, gets through. The two end up in the wrong place at the wrong time. The secret she's spent years burying may finally claw their way out. Durango follows Mikey, a ski bum townie, chasing a buzz. Bunny is a homeschooled runaway working as a greasy spoon waitress. Together, they're riding an avalanche of bad decisions and falling in love while running from the cops, criminals, and Mikey's wife in pursuit of their American dream.
Fully invest?
Okay. Got one.
I'm intrigued. You got one. Good for you.
All right, last one for this week. And I have a feeling this one might be divisive. Netflix is looking to expand another one of its popular movie titles. Deadline has learned that the streamer is developing Hitman, a series inspired by the 2004 AGC Studios feature that was co-written and produced and headlined by Glenn Powell and co-written, directed, and produced by Richard Linklater. Powell and Linklater will executive produce the potential series, which is written by You're the Worst creator Stephen Falk, produced by AGT Television and Powell's Barnstorm Productions. Details about the series are being kept under wraps, but it will likely follow the general premise of the movie about an unassuming police contractor, in that case a college professor, who uses elaborate disguises and develops different characters to pose as a fake hitman and expose suspects looking to get someone killed.
No invest. I'm good.
I can see the vision. I'm not here for it either, though.
Like, A, it's so close. B, a big part, like a huge part of that movie is just Glenn Powell, full stop. I'm good.
I mean, you can see it like it's a person of the week trying to become a character each week.
I can see the pitch,
show. Yeah.
but I don't need it.
All right. That's everything. We'll have to wait a while to see how history judges Dylan, but let's talk about some things that are a little bit sooner. In Thumbs for Trailers, of course, we've got all the trailers we're about to talk about in the show notes below. Kicking things off, we've got The Cat in the Hat, directed by Alessandro Carloni and Erica Navoa, starring Bill Hader, Chotel Gomez, Matt Berry, Quinta Brunson, Paula Pell, Tiago Martinez, Giancarlo Esposito, America Ferrera, Bowen Yang, and Titus Burgess. The Cat in the Hat takes on his toughest assignment yet, providing cheer to Gabby and Sebastian, two siblings trying to adjust to life in a new town. Known for taking things too far, this could be the cat's last chance to prove himself or lose his magical hat. Dylan, what do you think of the trailer for Cat in the Hat?
You post the show notes. I'm looking through the trailers I have to watch. Cat in the Hat. I go, Cat in the Hat? They're doing a new one, eh? Click play. It's about 10, 15 seconds in. I go, wait, we've already talked about one of these trailers, I swear.
We watched like a
Right?
teaser like ages ago.
Okay, yeah. So we did watch a teaser. But also, then I was thinking, the fact I completely forgot that I'd even watched a trailer or a teaser about this until I was 10, 15 seconds into it sort of showed how much my brain retained or cared about the teaser trailer I watched. I don't think it looks good, to be honest. I'm going to double thumbs down. It just looks so try-hardy. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it just looks like it's trying so hard to be funny and not in a good way. And it's so disappointing because I quite like the cast. But it's just not, there's just something off. Something's off about it. I don't like it.
I'm going to give one up, one down. And a lot of that is just down to Matt Berry, whose casting as that fish is top notch. Give him the Oscar. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it might just be a case of them trying to expand the world and the explanation as to why the Cat in the Hat showed up in that room, in that house.
We care. Dude,
and to come up with some sort of story that, you know, obviously everybody knows there's the Mike Myers film that is weird. I don't know. I feel like it has like weirdly cult status. Like,
the
I
thing
feel
is,
like there's a
I watched
generation
that-
of people who grew up on that film.
Yeah, so I grew up, I was young when I watched that. I enjoyed that movie. I've watched it as an adult. Don't know if I want to. Maybe it'll ruin it for me. However, in my mind, good time. Watched it several times. Had it on DVD. Good film in my mind until I rewatch it, of which I have zero plans to do so. Yeah, so that's the number one.
Yep. But then on the other hand, you know, we all grew up on Jim Carrey's The Grinch, and then ended up quite enjoying the new animated film. So,
I mean, I enjoyed the new animated film, but I would pick Jim Carrey's one every single day. But it gets to Christmas time, it's like you can only watch one version of The Grinch. I'm watching Jim Carrey.
well, who knows? This Christmas we'll watch all the.
All the versions of The Grinch?
Yeah, we'll have to nail down which is the best Grinch.
Out of two?
It'd be three. It'd be the original 2D animated.
I've watched
short.
that. Subscribe to a Very Explosion Network Christmas.
The Cat in the Hat is coming to US cinemas on the 6th of November and then Australian cinemas on the 3rd of December. Next trailer is for Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness, created by Larry David, starring Larry David, Bill Hader, Catherine Hahn, John Hamm, Sean Hayes, Jerry Seinfeld, and Chris Parnell. Created as a comedic tribute to the United States semi-quincentennial, the series explores major events in American history through the lens of Larry David's signature observational humor. So what do you think of the trailer for, I don't know, this American story? This weird American history lesson?
3 thumbs up. I can't wait.
What?
I'm very excited for this. it combines two shows I really like. Seemingly two shows I really like, which was Curb Your Enthusiasm, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Drunk History.
Mm.
And then you mush them together, and this is what this looks like.
That's true.
Do you ever watch Drunk History?
Maybe one or two sketch videos.
That shit was funny. Just comedians trying to explain the fucking history in the worst way possible. Good stuff. That's what this looks like, but with Larry David doing his Larry David thing, whatever you want to call that. It's just Larry David being Larry David doing Drunk History.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it 2 thumbs up as well. It looks very good. I mean, it's probably more line of thinking is Mel Brooks' History of the World, Part 1. Or like even, the Monty Python historical stuff. Like, that's what this kind of feels like, but with Larry David in every prominent role. And delivering his kind of humor. So I think it's going to be fun. It looks like they put a lot of time and money and effort into this one. So all the supporting people look good, even all the little cameos and that kind of stuff. Especially enjoyed the bit about him being on the first flight, being very upset that he has to sit in the middle seat. Yeah, all right. Life, Larry, and The Pursuit of Unhappiness is coming to HBO Max on the 26th of June. Next trailer is for I Want Your Sex, directed by Greg Araki, starring Olivia Wilde, Cooper Hoffman, Mason Gooding, Chase Sue Wonders, Johnny Knoxville, Margaret Choi, Roxanne Mesquita, Charlie XCX, and Darby Diggs. Elliot lands a job for renowned and provocative artist Erica Tracy. His fantasies come true as Erica hires him to become her sexual muse. Tell him what you think of the trailer for I Want Your Sex.
Double thumbs up, looks great, can't wait. This is one of those cases where it's like, I think you read out this movie in a Would You Want to Vest or something.
I think we talked about it because obviously it was Sundance.
Or was it a Sundance? Okay, so I remember we talked about the synopsis and the cast and all that sort of stuff. I was like, man, that sounds wild. I'm about that. And then you watch the trailer and you're like, this looks even wilder. And I'm still all about that. So yes, double thumbs up.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. Everybody looks great in this, and not just because it's a sex thing. But yeah, I mean, Cooper Hoffman is one of my favorite young actors. Olivia Wilde looks really great in this, and a lot of great supporting characters. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a weird, wacky, possibly crime sex story, because it seems like Cooper Hoffman's being interviewed for some sort of crime.
Also, just the fact that one of the cops is Johnny Knoxville, it's just like, again, this cast is so wild. Like,
very odd. So, all right, this one's coming to the US on the 31st of July. I'm seeing that it's coming to Australia on the 27th of August. I can't 100% confirm that, but that's what Google told me. Next trailer is for Elle. Developed by Laura Crittrell, starring Lexi Mindtree, June Diane Raphael, Tom Everton Scott, Chandler Kinney, Gabrielle Plosiano, Jacob Moscotiv, and Zach Looker. A prequel to Legally Blonde, the series explores Elle Wood's teenage years in the 1990s as a high school student in Seattle, long before she became the ambitious Harvard law student in the films. So what do you think of this trailer for Elle?
Double thumbs down. I'm at a weird mix of being both like, I don't think this is for me, but also the movie isn't really for me, but I enjoyed the movie. But also this just looks like a weird, I don't really know who this is for. I don't understand the audience of this at all. And I mean, at least with Legally Blonde, it was like you began reading for her because she was being sort of judged upon in the legal world or whatever we want to call it in society world. And here it's like, man, I should feel sorry for her because she's getting bullied for being rich. Like, what do I like? I don't understand what. Yeah, no, I don't care.
I'll give it 1 up, 1 down. I think it's clearly coming in with a lot of baggage, just because it is being set up as a Legally Blonde prequel, and I don't feel like the timelines add up. Because I read somewhere it's meant to be like set 6 years before Legally Blonde, right? A student she's going to college at the end of the first movie, so she would be, you would assume, 18, right?
I would
Based
assume
on
so, yeah.
on that luggage. So then you're saying this girl's 12 years old in this movie, in this series? I don't think so. But yeah, it seemed like she's just going through the events of the movie, but instead of having to deal with smart college people, she's having to deal with Seattle alt rock fans. That's the entire bit of this. It's like they're all Nirvana
Yeah,
fans,
because you're
and
Nirvana shit, yeah.
yeah, so they're all part of the Seattle grunge scene, and she is a preppy, LA girl. That's the entire bit. So I think it would be interesting if this wasn't had the Legally Blonde stuff attached to it, but obviously it doesn't get made unless the Legally Blonde stuff is attached to it. So also they had to reveal how the dog gets named.
Who cares?
It's Bruiser. All right.
Who cares?
There are massive Legally Blonde fans. Although I love, I don't know if you ever go to the comment sections of the trailers.
Sometimes, yeah.
Number one comment is, you got to give it to Prime Video. At least they're brave enough to leave the comments open for this. Because everybody is trashing it. Very upset. So yeah. Last trailer for this week. I said July 1st, Prime Video, I'm pretty sure. But if in case I didn't. Last trailer is for Heart of the Beast. Directed by David Ayer, starring Brad Pitt, J.K. Simmons, and Anna Lamb. After surviving a plane crash, a former Special Forces soldier finds himself trapped in the unforgiving Alaskan wilderness with his combat dog. Together, they battle the elements and other animals in a harsh landscape that would likely kill any other man or dog. Tell me what you think of the trailer for Heart of the Beast.
One up, one down. I think I don't want the dog to die. Hope the dog survives. Dog looks great. I'm all about that dog. Dog. Yes. The one up, one down is because just the rest of it looks sort of generic war veteran-y survival thing without doing much unique to it. I guess I don't know. Like as far as the Brad Pitt character in that, I mean, just like the Brad Pitt character just looks. I'm like, okay, he's got a dog. I care about the dog. I don't particularly care about this character. And also, I didn't like the CGI of the tiger thing or whatever the hell we got going on at the end.
It's like a panther or
panther thing or whatever. Yeah, it just looked bad. So yeah, I don't know.
I'll give it one up, one down. I think it looks solid enough. It seems like, yeah, it's a classic man and his dog situation against the world, That dog, this is another case of that dog better not die, although, that dog's already gone through a lot. Like, it already lost his leg and a bunch of teeth, and yet kept being a war soldier. But I think the opening of this is really cool. Like, there's them having a nightmare and having flashbacks to the war zone and that kind of stuff. Like, that's interesting, but yeah, it looks all right. And clearly is going to be carried by Brad Pitt and the dog. So
the dog.
Okay, the dog and Brad Pitt.
That dog did his own stunts.
We assume.
Wow.
We don't know. That could be a dog stunt double.
No, I think he does it all. I think he
All
does it all.
Heart of the Beast is coming to cinemas on the 24th of September. Let's move on to this week's top three.
Definitely in the top three.
And with Toy Story 5 hitting cinemas this week's top three is top three Toy Story characters we need to see more of. Dylan, what's your number three?
Number three is sort of an easy one, but I'm going to say it anyway because we haven't seen the movie. But I'm going to pick Jessie.
My number three is also Jessie, and also put here solely because it's already been confirmed she's going to be in more of 5.
Yeah, so it's like a weird one where it's like if Toy Story 3, if we were saying this list prior to like a trailer or something dropping for 5, like Jessie would probably be higher. But now knowing that she's basically the main character of the film, I'm like, okay, cool. But then there's still that element of like, I hope she gets like they haven't just said that and then it actually just turns out to be way more Woody or whatever. Anyway, we'll see. So yeah, Jesse.
All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes the most sense. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's already been established she's going to be in a more, but she's weirdly had like some of the most emotional arcs of the series and has, is dealing with her own PTSD and that kind of stuff. So she's very interesting of all the toys, but yes, very keen to see more of her in Toy Story 5. Dylan, what is your number 2?
Number 2 is Rex. Out of all the OG Toy Story group, Rex has already sort of gotten a little bit of his own shine in one of those shorts we watched. And I was like, I can see more of that. I'm down for more of Rex sort of being this dinosaur of his time, struggling with the new toys and whatever else. So, Rex.
All right. My number 2 is also an OG, and it's Ham. Ham the Money Bank pick. I mean, mostly there is comedic relief throughout the films, but I feel like there's a lot of layers there, and we could have a dive deep on Ham.
Dive deep on that ham.
Dive deep on that Ham. Surely, it's a piggy bank. It gets broken at some point, and that would be very sad. And then what happens when a toy is broke? Does it still live? Does it still exist? If a toy gets broken in, multiple pieces, is that the sad existence of toys that they have to live in tiny chunks? Who knows? All right, Dylan, what's your number 1?
Number 1's Bo Peep.
Hmm.
Obviously, we got a lot of Bo Peep in Toy Story 4, which is sort of reinvented as a character. And presuming she's going to be in the new one somewhat to some degree with Woody, but we don't actually know to the degree of how much.
I don't know if we've actually seen her in any of the trailers.
No, so it's sort of an assumption, but I don't know if I'm just incorrectly assuming. But I would say based on everything from Toy Story 4, she was just reintroduced as such a much more interesting character that I would happily get some more Bo Peep.
My number 1 is Bullseye, the horse. Just give him more gags, more fun things to do. Being sassy and that kind of stuff. Apparently, he's getting a voice in this movie, so it's more Bullseye. But yeah, Bullseye needs more to do. Maybe they need just a girl horse, like another type of horse to go with. Like those crappy plastic toy horses. To go with Bullseye. But yeah, Bullseye needs more screen time. All right, Dylan, this week, what do you want to watch?
Well, yeah, Toy Story 5, obviously. I know you're going to do your whole thing where that's your answer, but you're going to pick something else. But I refuse to break the rules. So that's my cinema pick. And then my stream pick is going to be House of Dragon on Monday.
I have to agree with both of those. I will also shout out, though, The Death of Robin Hood is coming out this week, starring Hugh Jackman as the titular Robin Hood. And other reports of that is pretty good. So check that out. Or the Australian horror movie, Leviticus, is that going to be the new obsession? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Let us know what you want to watch this week by going to explosionnetwork.com/follow. Let us know on social media. If you want to help us out here at What Do You Want to Watch, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars and go and leave 5 stars or just tell people about the show. And if you want to help us out at Explosion Network with all our written content and all our podcasts, like the aforementioned Adam Ed Wonders and a very Explosion Network Christmas.
We're giving Christmas a real early shout out.
We're giving you 6 months to prepare.
It's just,
Head on over to explosionnetwork.com/support. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, keep watching stuff, I guess.